guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read 2 Samuel 13 to 21, Proverbs 4, and Psalm 46. Let's start. Absalom Davidson had a beautiful sister whose name was Tamar, and after a time Ammon Davidson loved her. Ammon was so tormented that he made himself ill because his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin, and it seemed impossible to Ammon to do anything to her. But Ammon had a friend, his name was Jun, the son of Sheba, David's brother. And Jun was very proud of him, and he said to her, son of the king, why is that haggard woman after me? Will you not tell me? Ammon said to her, I loved her, my brother Absalom's sister. Jun said to her, lie down in your bed and pretend to be ill. When your father comes to you, say to him, and then my sister Tamar, come and give me bread to eat, and prepare the food matter. I see and eat it from her hand. So Ammon lay down and pretended to be ill. And when the king came to see him, Ammon said to him, please let my sister Tamar come and make a couple of cakes from my side, that we eat from her hand. So David sent home Tamar, saying, go to your brother Ammon's house and prepare food. And Tamar went to her brother's Ammon's house where he was lying down. And she took dough and kneaded it and made cakes inside and baked the cakes. And she took a pan and emptied it out before me. He refused to eat, and Ammon said, send out everyone from me. So everyone went out from me. Ammon said to Tamar, bring the food into the chamber and eat from here. And Tamar took the cakes she had made and brought them into the chamber to Ammon her brother. And when she brought them near him to eat, he took hold of her and said to her, come, my thing has to stage your hand, saying, no, my brother, do not violate me, for such a thing is not done in Israel. Do not do this outrageously. As for me, where can I carry my share? As for you, it will be as one as outraged for sin Israel. And therefore his speak to the king, for you will not withhold me from you. You will not listen to her, being sure that she who violated her and lived her. And Ammon hated her with a great hate, so the hatred with he hated her, you greater with than the love which he loved her. And Ammon said to her, get up, go. She said to her, no, my brother, from this wrong stand near me, always great matter that you did to me. And would not listen to her. He called the door after her. And the young man said, over this door, one at a present, bought the door after her. And she was wearing a long robe of sleeves, and fast with the virgin door of the king dress. So some put on board to the door after her. Time put ash on her head, toward the long robe that she wore. And she laid her hand in her hair and went away, crying aloud as she went. And her brother Absalom said to her, has not Ammon your brother been with you? And hold your peace, so her sister, here's your brother, do not take this child. So Tamar lived desolate in her brother Absalom's house. King David heard all these things of anger. But Absalom spoke to her beneath the building. But Absalom hated Ammon because he had violated his sister Tamar. After 2 or 3 years, Absalom had sheep shearers at Baal-Hazor, which is near Ephraim. Absalom invited all the king's sons. Absalom came to the king and said, behold, your servant has sheep shearers. He said the king's servants go with his servant. The king said to Absalom, no, my son, let's not go, must we be venison with you? And he rested, will not let go, but give us blessing. And Absalom said, if not, please let my brother Ammon and go with us. The king said to him, why should you go with you? Absalom pressed him to it that Ammon and all the king's sons go with him. Absalom committed sins, I condemn Ammon's heart of men. And they say to strike Ammon and kill him, don't fear, have I not commanded you, be courageous and be valiant. So sons Absalom did to Ammon as Absalom commanded. All the king's sons arose, and each man in his miracle. On the way, the news came to the air, and struck down all the king's sons, not one that was left. And the king arose towards garments, and towards garments and the earth, and all stones were standing by toward the garments. And Jun, son of Sheba, David said, no, my lord, suppose that they have killed the young man, the king's sons, Ammon and his death. But by the command of Absalom, this has been determined from the day he violated his sister Tamar. Now therefore, let not my lord the king take it to heart to suppose that all the king's sons are dead. And Ammon and his dead. Absalom fled, and the young man kept the watch left of his eyes. And left, and behold, many people coming from the road beside behind about the side of the mountain. And Jun said to the king, behold, the king's sons are coming, so just come back. As soon as he had finished speaking, behold, the king's sons came after them come back. And the king and all the sons were very bitterly. And Absalom fled and went to Tamar, and Ammon had king Geshur, and David moved for some day after day. So Absalom fled and went to Geshur, and was there 3 years. And spared the king long to go out to Absalom, because he was comforted about Ammon since he was dead. And Joab the son of Zeruiah knew that the king's heart went out to Absalom. Joab sent to go and brought from there a wise one. And said to her, pretend to be a man of $1 million. Don't annoy yourself with all of them. Behave like you want to be many days of the day. Go to Kentucky cluster. So Joab with the words at her. And went to Costa and came to King, she found her face to go. And paid homage and said, save me again. And the king said to her, what is your trouble? She and said, last time a widow, my husband's dead. The servant had 2 sons, they quarreled with one another. They had to separate them, one struck the other in color. And now the whole clan was against myself. And I said, give the man who struck his brother, and they may put him to death for the life of the brother whom he killed. And so they destroy the hairs, and he would quench my colours, and leave her husband kneel down over the face of the earth. And the king said to me, go to your house, I'll give orders concerning you. So then the woman to Costa to me, I will be honored to be good, my lord king. And the fastest wife the king has done be killed. The king said, whoever says anything to you, you should never touch you. And he said, let the king of the God, and never will kill him. And my son be not destroyed. He says, there's not one hand so to go. And the Lord said, but he said, he shall speak a word to my Lord the king. He said, speak, and the Lord said, why don't have you found such a thing? Then he spoke up. And given this decision, the king convicts himself, inasmuch as the king does not bring his banished one hand again. We must all die, though we are like waters from the river, which God will guard up again. We will not take one life from the advice means so that banishment will not remain in our cause. And I come to say this to my Lord the king, because the people made me afraid. And his son to ask, speak to the king, and maybe the king will perform the request of his son. Well, the king will hear and deliver his son from the hand of the men who would destroy me and my son together from the heritage of God. And he said, but the word of my Lord the king will send me here, so that my Lord the king is like the angel of God to discern good and evil. The Lord your God be with you. And the king answered him, you are higher from me anything I ask. And the Lord said, then my Lord the king speak. And the king says, the hand and jar with your mothers. No one answered and said, should you that in the my Lord the king? One cannot turn to her hand or to the left from anything that my Lord the king has said. He is your servant Joab who commanded me. And as he put all these words in Matthew said, you want to change the course of things your son Jacob did as well. The Lord has wisdom left the wisdom of the angel of God to know all things that are on the earth. And the king said to Joab, behold, now my grant this, go, bring back the young man Absalom. And Joab found this face to grant him and young blessed the king. And Joab said, to his son, I found favor in your son, my Lord the king. The king has granted the request of his son. So Joab arose and went to Geshur and brought Absalom to Jerusalem. And the king said, let him go upon his own house and not come to my presence. So Absalom lived part in his own house and did come to the king's presence. And always of those no one so much to be praised in his hands and hands. And of Absalom, the souls which had come and said those were abomination. And he cut the heads and he made the heads to Jeshur the king. And they were born to Absalom 3 sons. One daughter's name is Tamar. She was a beautiful woman. So Absalom lived 2 full years in Jerusalem. Now coming to the king's son. And Absalom sent for Joab to present to the king. Joab would not come to his son. Second time, but Joab would not come. And he said to son C.Jun, who was next to mine, and he was by go and set on fire. So Absalom set the field on fire. And Joab arose and went to Absalom's house and said to him, why have your son set my field on fire? And Absalom answered Joab, I sent word to come here, I may send you to the king's house. Whoever come from Geshur will be better for me to be there still. Therefore let me go into his and said the king, if there is go with me, let him put me to death. And Joab went to the king and told him, he summoned Absalom. So he came to the king and bowed himself in the face to the ground before the king. And the king kissed Absalom. And after this Absalom brought himself a chariot horses, and 50 men to run for him. Absalom used to rise early and stand beside the way of the king. And any man has a dispute to come before the king for judgment. Absalom called him and said, from what see are you? And he said, your son is such and such a trial. Absalom said, see, you find a good word. There is no trial and destiny by the king to you. And Absalom said, that I am a judge in the land. And every man with this issue of cause in my country. O good and just, and whatever man gave me to hear mischief. He put his hand to hold him and kissed him. As Absalom did to all the men, all of his own came to king for judgment. So Absalom saw the hearts of men in Israel. And in the 4 years, Absalom said to the king, let me go and pay me with which I have vowed to the Lord and him for 75,000 while I live at Geshur now, saying, Lord, indeed bring me back to Jerusalem. And therefore I should tell the Lord. The king said to go and peace. So he arose and went to heal him. And Absalom sent a secret messenger to the whole translator, saying, as soon as you hear the sound of the trumpet, then say, Absalom is going to heal. And Absalom went to him and from Jerusalem and invited guests. And they went there and said to him nothing. And Absalom offered and sacrifices him for his father King. And David's counsel for the city came up. And the conspiracy grew strong, and the people of Absalom kept increasing. And that's when he came to David, saying, the hearts of men in Israel are gone after Absalom. And David said to us, and to with Jerusalem, rise and let us sleep, or else there will be no escape for us from Absalom. Go quickly, lest David take us with him, bring down Rome, and strike the city with edges. So and King said to the king, behold, your friends are ready to do whatever my lord the king decides. So the king went out of his house after him, and the king left town concubines to keep the house. And the king went out, and all the people after him, and halted at the last house. And all the servants house by, and all the chariots house, and all the path house. And the 600 Gadites who followed him from Gath. And asked them before the king, and the king said to Gadites, why do you urge to go? If I was to go back and stay with the king, you have foreigners and exile from your home. You came in yesterday, shouted to me, making wonder about this, and said, I know not where to go back to you, but I was with you. May the Lord show status, love, and faithfulness to you. When any time answer the king, as the Lord is, as my Lord the king is, wherever my Lord the king shall not be, neither for death or for life. And there shall we serve and be. And David said to go then, pass on. So each time they get out, passed on with those men, all the ones who were with him. And all the land wept around us, all the people passed around. The king crossed the brook Kidron, and all the people passed on toward the mountains. And the Beathar came up, and behold, Zarah came and showed all the names. And the ark of the covenant gone. They set down the ark of God until the people had all passed down the sea. And the king said to Zarah, carry the ark of God back into the sea. And I found favor in the eyes of the who bring me back, and let me see back then in the throne. He said, that would be a pleasure to me. You are hearing it, let me do to you, that seems good to you. King Asa said to Zarah the priest, are you not a Savior? Go back to the sea and pick through 2 sons of Ahimaaz your son. And Jonathan son of Beathar, say, I will wait at the floors of the listen to the word. And it was soon returned from him. So Zarah and Beathar carried the ark of God back to Jerusalem and remained there. And David went up to Asa and mounted all his weakness. Therefore his head cut, and all the people with him covered their heads. And until weakness named by him was told David, his thousand men, his spirit was Absalom. And David said, Lord, who is telling counsel, I have found forces. When David was coming to the summit, and God was worship, who shall also come to me, and the script on his demonstration. And David said, if you go with him, you'll be avenged. He returned to see and say to us, I'll be so wicked. As I have been the false servant, and also now I'll be so. No defeat from me comes ahead, for I am not so going to be as one of the grace with you. So never fear from the kings, I still so going to be as one of the grace. The 2 sons are with me. You mess up, and Jun Family business. And mother shall send to me everything here. So who shall David turn came to see just outdoors and to Jerusalem? And David passed the road beyond the sun and see this servant and Mephibosheth and a couple of donkeys. Bring 200 Elizabeth, 100 beds and shields of beds, 100 summer fruits. And the one the king said to see, why did I do that? And donkeys for the king's hunter my son, bread and summer fruit for the young men, one for those defending the to drink. Then the king said, where's your master? As he said to him, he remains in Jerusalem. He said, today the houses of good and back the king of my father. And the king said to Ziba, we heart, what belongs to Mephibosheth's neighbors? And Ziba said, I pay her. Will we ever find favor in this night, my lord the king? And King David came to her, and they came out of the middle of the house to his name Shimon, the son of Gera. And as he came, cursed continually, 2 stones a day, all the sons of the kingdom, all the heap on all the money, no one for him was left. And Shimon said, as he said, get out, you man of bloody worthless man. The walls of vengeance and all the house, and his place he break. And Lord given the kingdom to his house. See, here was only for your man of blood. And these sons of the ring said to the king, I should the dog curse out of the king. Let me go and take his head. And the king said, what have I to do with these sons of the ring? And the cursing of his Lord said to his David, and his men shall say, Maybe son, David said to be sent to us, your man is the chief from my home, for maybe snatcher, and he will let me curse the those 20. And maybe the Lord look long down to, and the Lord pay me with good for his cousin Jay. And David went on the room, while she may for long that he was out, and cursed the one to his danger, and found us. And the king and all the people with him chatted around the king. And they heard precious son, and from all the people in the years I came to Jerusalem, and he fell with him, and he showed on my cry. David came down, so he just said to Absalom, long live the king, long live the king. Absalom said to Hushai, is this the Lord to you? Why did you not glorify? And Hushai said to Absalom, for whom the Lord and the people of the they chosen his I'll be, and with him I'll be. And again, Hushai said, we should not be so. And I said to your father, so also. And Absalom said to him, I'll go to the castle, what should you? And Phil said to Absalom, go into your father's concubines, he's allowed to keep the castle, and I'll tell him. No, you made yourself as tense to your father. And the hands of all who would be stricken. So they pitched 10,000 on the roof. Absalom went into his father's concubines beside the walls, and on those days the council had fog because if one consulted the word of God. So was all the hands of head fasting. With David by Absalom. Moreover, head fast said Absalom, let's choose 12,000 men, and I'll rise to see David tonight. He'll come from all his way, and discourage and don't take time. And bring all the people with him, and I'll strike down the king, and I'll bring all the people back with you, because if I come to our house, and you see the life of everyone, all the people will be appeased, and I'm writing by so Absalom and all that was it. And Absalom said, call Hushai the archivist, and then he said what he has to say. And Hushai came to Absalom, and Absalom said to him, this is the head of our sleep. What shall we do? He says, and tell him you see. Hushai said to Absalom, this time, and then it comes to the head of the socket. Hushai said, you know that your father learns now mine, and that they arise like a bear rod of cups in the field. It's like your father's excellent will not spend them out with people. Behold, even now he's in himself. You know one of the pits on some other place. Send some people forward the first attack, whoever his will say. It is slaughter among people who follow Absalom. And even a valiant man who falls like a heart of a lion, will utterly melt if he falls on mercy fathers among men. And those that were with him are many men. And the counsellors that always have beguiled you from Dan to Bishop, as to stand by the sea from watching, you go to battle person. So you shall come upon him in some place. Come some place where it's to be found. You shall light upon him as the dew falls on the ground. And of him and all the men with him not one shall be left. If he rejoicing to see him, knowledge I will bring ropes to sea and shall drag him into land, until not even a pebble is to be found. There was no domination of the head, the council of Hushai the archive is better than the council of Hethra. The Lord ordained to defeat the good plans of Hethra, so that the Lord might bring harm upon us. And Hushai said to Zach and be without the race. Thus the servant of Hethra council of Absalom, and now the Israel, and thus the Sarah council. Therefore simply and tell David, do not say tonight the forts of wars. They by all means pass through, and thus the king of all people will be shoulder. And Jonathan and him as a waiting and he must serve us to go and tell. And they will go to go and tell to king if no one was needed to see. The only thought and told Absalom, so great and well we could not maintain house and make back. The Lord was called yards mouth and started gravely. Nothing was known of it, and Absalom said came to us. All now house they say, where he was in Jonathan, and the Lord said to I go on the book of wood, and they saw I could not and they returned to Jerusalem. After they had gone, men came out of the evil. And they went and told King David, they said to David, rise and look at him. And thus the servers ahead for a council against you. and David rose no heaping within and lay across the door. Where David no one was like no across the door. And he has no soul, but his counsel was willful. His style is donkey, and now apprentice and see. He says has to learn to tame himself. And he dies buried in the tomb of his father. And David came to Mahanaim, Absalom across the door with all the men Israel. And Absalom said to Master and the army said, and Absalom son of man negated the Israel, who now married Abigail, the daughter of Nahash. Sister Zuriah, Joe's mother, and always on it. And he's on Absalom. And kept it in Angular. And David came to Mahanaim, Shobi son of Nahash from Rabbah of the Amorites, and the king son of Ammon from Midbar, and Barzillai the Gileadite from Regular, and both red spasms and muscles, wheat, barley, flour, parched grains, beans, and lentils, and honey curds, and sheep, and cheese, and blood. And David and the people were with him. And they said the heap of hunger and weary and thirsty and much. And David mustered in the hill with him, so and commenced theirs and commenced hunters. And the 7th army, 1/3 of the command of John, 1/3 of the command of Bishah, son of Joe's father, 1/3 of the command of Atai. And the king said to them, I myself always to go with you. And then say, shall not go after we for you, I will not caravans. If half are start, you'll not caravans. You are worth 10,000 hours. If was it that you send this half in the sea? And the king said to him, everything is yours to your order. So the king said, son of the day, all army wants to my heart and choose and my thousand. And the king ordered Job and Bishah and said, do you jump for my sake with the young men? And all the people heard when the king gave orders all the commands about Absalom. So the army went out to fight against Israel. That was one of the force of Africa. And the men of Israel were defeated there by the sons of David. And the loss there was ground that day, 20,000 men. And Absalom over the face of the country and forced around more people that day. So, and Absalom happened to meet the sons of David. And Absalom's right was near the middle went under a thick branch of the great oak. And his head caught fast in the ground. It was suspended between her and earth. And the middle that was under him went torn. The 7 men saw and told Joab. And saw Absalom hanging on the neck. And Joab said to him, wait, so why did you not recognize it? I would have been glad to give you 10 pieces of silver. The minutes of Joab, even if I fell on my hand and the weight of his 1,000 pieces of silver, I will not reach out my hand against the king, something I hear the king claiming you and be Chinese. My sake protect the young man, also. On the other hand, if I don't trust you against life, you and yourself with a steward wife. Joab said, I would not taste time like this. He took 3 javelins in his hand, cast them into hard hands. Absalom was so up and good. Continuing, and Joab's army Absalom and Absalom shook on court. And Joab blew a trumpet, and the troops came back from Syria. And Joab strained, they took Absalom, threw him into a great pit in the forest, and raised up a very great heap of stones. They did not fight everyone to his own hand. Now Absalom was laughing and taking step from himself because in the king's eye. He said, there is no sense to keep my remembrance. He held the pillar off his standing. It is called Absalom's monument to this day. And then he went some of his own. Let me run carrying you to the king, like the Lord's delivered, and handed his enemies. And Joab said to him, you are not to carry news to you, may carry news another. But you shall carry no news, because it's king's son's death. And Joab said to Cushai, go tell the king what you are saying. Cushai bowed before Joab. And he met some of the dogs, said unto Joab, come what me, let me run off Cushai. And Joab said, well, why will you run my son, seeing that you have no more from news? Come on me, he said, as he said to him. Right, and he was there, like the Cushai. And David was seeing to the children, and Washington went up to the roof and gate out the wall. And he looked from his eyes and saw me. And Washington saw it and told the king. And the king said, if he's the man, there's no sin in the land. And Junior and Washington saw another man. Washington came together and said, see another man. And the king said, here's the brings things. And Washington said, I think the only the first like the man that he must not sorry. And the king said, he's a good man and comes with good news. And he must cry out to the king also. He bowed before the king and faced the earth and said, bless me, Lord, you know, but the rest of the men and raised up the hand of my Lord king. And the king said, it's well from all his answer. And Joab said, the king said that. And he must answer, when Joseph the king said to himself, I saw a great commission, I did not know what it was. And the king said, 10 sides stood there. So he 10 sides stood still. And behold, the Cushite came, and Cushite said, good news from our Lord, the king of the words to lead this day from the hand of all who rose against you. And the king said to Cushite, is it well with the young man answer? And the Cushite said, may the armies of my Lord the king of all rise against you, for you will be like the young man. And the king was deeply moved and went up to the chamber of the king and wept. And as he wept, he said, my son Absalom, my son, my son Absalom, when I died instead of you, Absalom, my son, my son. And this told Joab, behold, the king's weeping and mourning for Absalom. And the victory that day was turned to man for all the people. And the people heard that day, the king's grieving for his son. And people stole to see that day, as people steal and have a shame, then they flee back. The king covered his face, and the king cried with loud voice, my son Absalom, Absalom, my son, my son. And Joab came to house the king and said, he did cover with shame the face of his servants, who the station of your life. And the mighty of sons and daughters, and the mighty of the king God. As you are those he and he those love you. He made it clear today the commands and servants, and they did nothing to. And so I know that Absalom will arrive, and what was with that today. No, therefore rise, go and speak kindly to your son. I swear by the Lord, if you do not go, no man will stay with you this night. Yes, will be blessed then for all the evil that come upon you and to know. And the king arose and took a seat in the gate. And he walked told behold, the king stood in the gate, all people came before the king. And it was not for every man to his anchor. And all people were and gave all the choices and said, the king of the Lord and the hand of God, and they saved his son him the first day. And now he fled out of the land from Absalom. Now Absalom him being on Joab, as he stand about. and therefore I do see nothing but bring the king back. And King David sent his message about bringing beer from the priest. So he took out his Jew, which he did master bring the king back to his house. And the word of the Lord was just come to the king. You went back to him and bring my flesh. Why should you do master bring back the king? And say to Master, I love my bone and my flesh. But I'll do so to him, I said, you will come in and fill me into a vessel. And so the heart of me and Judas moved. So that the sin of the king returned back to his house. So the king came back to John. Judah came to go to the king and to bring the king over John. And she went outside the dungeon and the how to come down with the Judah came down. And with him were 100,000 men from the Jew. And Judah saw a house to 15 sons of 26. Rushed down to John before the king. And he crossed before the king with the king's house and Judah's father. And she ran outside the ground for them. He was about to cross the John and said to him, now I will hold me control and I had so many to how the king was just. They all like the king take it hard. The 7 days and I was saying, therefore the heart of the state. That's all I have suggested to come down to me and I will tell you. You shall sons of Uriah, shall not show who to death for this, because you cursed the Lord and you do so. What am I to do with these sons of Uriah? You should just say the days, the verse which you to me, shall you remember to death and you will say, I don't know what I know, that I am mistaken in the and the king said to him, you shall not die. And king gave himself, and he lost his son Saul came down to the king. He knew taking care of his people. And no children say no scourge. And the day they came upon to a day came back and saved him. And he came to Jerusalem and he came and said to him, why do you not go to me flesh? Yes, I will make you my son to see me, for my son said to him, I shall drink for myself, and now I may go to thee. And Sarah is slain, he slain his son to my mouth. Now all the king of the angel will do what therefore my son's beauty. For my father's house will and do to that for my mouth. He said his son among those who knew him. No further have I had nothing to critique him. And the king said to him, I speak any more than Christ, I desire. You and see that shall abide by. And Mephibosheth said to him, I don't take it all, since my Lord the king's order has come seeking her. And thus the Lord the king had come to the house of the Lord, and went on with the king's and John to school in the middle. Also was a very nation in 8 years. He ran the king through the west end, and place where they got him. And the king said to Basil, come over with me, I can buy food to the Jerusalem. And Basil said to me, how many years have I always still done? I should go to the king to Jerusalem. And I just stay 8 years old, can I send us back to Jerusalem? He said to some ease all weakness. And can I still listen to the voice of someone and sing them? Why didn't she still be in the child? Your servant will go the way of the king. Why should the king repay me such trouble? He said, your servant returned, I may die my own singing in the grave of my father. He has decided that Chimham and go with my lord king. And do from what seems good to you. And the king answered, Chimham shall go with me. I do from what seems good to you. And all these I will do for you. And all things will know you. And the king went down. The king kissed Basil and blessed him. They turned to his own hand. The king went to go, and Chimham went on with him. While the people of Judah were very sad. All the Hebrews are about to come as me. All the men as I came to the king said to me, one of my brothers and the Jews told me and brought the king's house of Israel. And all days and all the men and Jews and men of joy. Is that because the kings are questioned on me and give Israel? Have you known what the kings have said to me for this in Egypt? And the men is answered and Judah 10 shares the king. And David is real more than me. All I then do is find. We not the first speaker bring back of him. With the men of Judah feasted and with the men also. And having to do what's his name shall celebration of Benjamin and he blew trumpets. He had no portion of it, we no have to send son just every man to his sensation. So the men of Israel withdrew from David followed Shepherds and celebration. And the men of Judah followed the king's steps away from the king to Jerusalem. And David came to his house of Jerusalem, and the king took the 10 commandments. And he left to care for the house of God and the house of God. And all right, if they don't go into. So the show until the day of their death. When they began to the king said to Master, all the men of Judah together to meet within 3 years. And he himself and my son told you, and they will be able to see the time that you've been born here. And the day said to Elisha, and shall the son of Bishop do us all harm and us. They killed the son of Syrian, and he did to himself to 4 or 5 seats escape from it. And they went out from Jerusalem, and the chariots and color flesh. And all the money they went out from Jerusalem to see Charlotte and Bishop. They went to great sin in the beauty, and that's the king to me. And Joe and my son school. They reported about so the sheep and house and stuff. And for Joe found out, and Joe said to Master, so welcome my God. And Joe took a master by the right hand to kiss him. The message of the sword that was in Joseph. And Joe struck him with the instant, and spells in Joseph, and struck his hand when he died. And Job and the Mishas, but the Messiah shadows of the mission. And the one of Job, and took stand by Master said, no fear of Job, I was just there on for Job. And Master Level was one of them. No, I only came by seeing him strong. And I saw all the people strong and carried my son on him into the. They threw a bomb over him, and he taken him behind me. All the people wanted Job to see shadows in the mission. And Shadow also will try to say, to evil back Malcolm. All the bitch rests on the phone, and who was joking. with C.Jun able best knacker. The cost of million senior students were from their bang to character, and a wise one came from the city. Listen, Tajo, come here, my city. And he came near the one said, "Are you John?" He said, "Listen to what you said." I am listening. And he said, "She used to stand 4 times, and about all hands at you." And so they said, "My mother shall be some faithfulness. You seek to destroy sea as a mother is. Why we swallow catches to see your answer? I'll be from me, Father, I should swallow on sure. It's not true, but men who can Jeffrey, push up the son of bitches of the pretend against Canada. Give up him on I will drove up to the sea. And once the job, behold, his head shall be thrown to your blue. And the woman went to all people. And it was then carved the hand of Shem, the son of Bitchy, and threw out the jar. So he would trumpet his first with sea, the winter time. And Job returned to Jerusalem to the king. And Job was queen of all the army of Israel. And the near son Jehoiah was in command of Jonathan and Thomas, Aaron was in charge of the first letter, and Joshua son of Ahua was recorded, and Sheba the secretary, and Solomon the Bethel priest, and Aaron the general was listed David's face. Proverbs 4. Here says father starts be attending against for giving caprice to mistake between the son of my father and hand over the other son of he don't mean to do let your heart and your whole force let's give a comparison don't get with you so don't forget to turn away from what's mine. Don't forsake and she'll keep love and she'll God. Begin with this get wisdom. And whenever you get inside, present her shoes, sorry, show only if you embrace and she'll question hand the best and she'll stand you beautiful. Give us the next thing you know, it's the easy life for me. I told you the way it was done, ready in the positive ones. You walk is still not be happy for you, no stop. Get pop instruction to like God, if you choose life, do into the pop with it, do it for you. Have what don't go to turn away from the positive. You can also, and I see it down, they love to everything, it's so strong. You get to go look at the strip on the bus, and hop there, so I know, which I'm going to buy until from there. The way that we collect the bucks, they do on the level, so let's be attention to this. If I need to message, there's no escape from the side, keep looking at how they are to this one. The human tool, the flesh, keep the whole tool, which wherever I'm for this is like, the life in cook station to the used to fluffy. Yeah, I put up directly for you, in case it's straightforward. One of the party for you, the only ways we shut down, so to about left, turn your foot away from evil. Psalm 46. God is our future strength, very present help and therefore we will not fear, though death gives way. And the mountain we move to heart, see that towards wrong from the mountain tremble and sway. There's very strength in the cloud sea, like the holy happiness of Mr. God's the Mr. shall be me. Go help in the morning, those nations music in his soul. And as the voice of earth and us, the Lord has with us, the Lord Jacob the fortune. God, behold the works of the Lord, his word destination on the earth. He makes horse seas to end the earth, he makes the wind shouts to he even shows the fire, be still in the land, God, I'll be exalted in the shall be exalted in the earth. The Lord has with us, the Lord Jacob is our fortress. And as there's no the Lord's way, we have God, and have been, and come you done at us. It was that day back. This is not just chasing the one for yours to count the growth of our. It's 2 to our back.